Guys, it is September the 12th, 2024, and I just want to start off today's show and apologize to everybody. I told everyone yesterday in that community post that I was going to get to everyone's comments yesterday, and I've run completely out of time. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have gone on there and said that, and I know everybody's waiting for me to get to reply to them, and I have run out of time. I'm gonna do everything in my power this afternoon to get on there and try to finish replying to everybody. It's just time. I'm speaking to so many people in the background. I did that podcast the other day, and I've been talking to a whole bunch of other people. And I've got another gentleman that I've got to talk to this afternoon about another upcoming show. I've got to do a Zoom with him at 5 o'clock. So it's like 4:15 right now, and I need to go ahead and get this done for today so I can go ahead and get it uploaded. But once again, I will get to everybody's comments as soon as I can. It's just, like I said, I'm just completely running out of time. And also today yesterday I had to go to the dentist, which is another one of those things. Like yesterday I had to go to the dentist and get the impressions done for my partials. And while I was getting the impressions done, I was talking with the dental assistant, was asking her, about how much all this is going to be and everything. And then I spoke with the dentist, and they told me, okay, we'll get you the final estimate through email. We'll send it to you tomorrow. And I just got that estimate here just a little bit ago, and the original estimate, they told me it was going to be like $3,000, and this afternoon they sent me the estimate and it's like $4,800. So not what they told me, which is just another thing. I'm just really stressed out right now. I got to figure out all this stuff. It's just a mess. So once again, guys, I've just got a lot going on right now. It's not that I'm ignoring you guys or anything like that. I'm trying my best to get to everything. I'm just so swamped. But anyway, I'm gonna stop talking about that stuff and talk about what the topic for today's video is. And the topic for today's video, things that I've done for my liver health. The things that I've done since I got sick that have helped me to get better. And I'm just sharing with everyone, stuff that I've done, my experiences. This is not any medical advice, so please don't take it as that. I am not a doctor. I'm not affiliated with any healthcare professionals. I'm just a guy that has liver disease, and I'm an alcoholic. I have a lot of experience of being an alcoholic or someone with AUD, and I have a lot of experience with being sick because of my health consequences that came along because of my excessive drinking. And that's what I'm going to talk about today, and just things that I've done for myself that have greatly improved my health. And once again, this is not medical advice. I'm just sharing with you guys the things that I've done that I think have helped me get better. And and not to mention, the thing is that you can do everything in the world sometimes to get better, and it really is just luck of the draw sometimes. It's nothing that you've done. It's not your fault that you can break this down just a little bit. It's not your fault that you got sick. Some people go their whole life drinking and they don't get anything wrong with them. And some people don't drink for long at all and end up having serious health consequences because of their consumption. So, it really is luck of the draw sometimes. And, my luck, my draw was that I ended up with cirrhosis because of my consumption. And once again, I'm just going to share with you guys things that I've done that have helped improve my health, my life, since I was diagnosed. One of the first things that I have to say that I think is very important that I've made sure that I've done, and there's a lot of people out there too that don't have the same support system that I have. So I can't say this is something that everybody's going to be able to do. I have a great support system. I have a family that are around, that are here, and I know a lot of people don't even have family. It's not your fault. This is just something I'm lucky that I have a family that I do that are willing to help me. Because even when I was extremely, extremely ill, I had people to help me out. And one of the things that I think is one of the most important things that we have to do, especially after a diagnosis, is we have to make sure that we're going to the doctor's appointments. And, that's something that I've made sure that I've done. I've gone to all of my doctor's appointments. I've never missed any. And the thing is they recommend me to go to specialists. I go to the specialist. I do everything that the doctor suggests for me to do. If they say, I want you to go see a liver specialist, I go see the liver specialist. Even though I don't want to, I still go. And I think that's one of the most important things is, listening to our doctor, doing what they're asking us to do. And not only just that, but taking the medications that they prescribe for us as well. It's our responsibility, one, to do our own due diligence and do our own research and make sure that the medications that we're taking are going to work for us. Because I have had instances sometimes where I was prescribed something, and then after, going home before I took it, I did some research on it, and then come to find out, this medicine, might interfere with this other medication, or this medicine isn't good to take when you have pancreatic problems or whatever it is. I have found some medications that I was prescribed that I had to go back to my doctor and say, I don't think this is a good idea. And they went, you're right. And, the thing is, doctors are so busy. They have so many different patients. And they only get a very short window of time to be with you, especially if they're in a big practice, which a lot of times these specialists and stuff like that, they're in a big practice. If you have a GI doctor, majority of the time, there's going to be other doctors in the practice as well. And, it's probably one of the only GI doctors, unless you live in like a really big city, there are only but so many GI doctors. And that's one thing that you're going to be dealing with a lot, especially with something like this, is a GI doctor. I mean, your GI doctor is basically like your primary doctor after you get diagnosed with liver disease or pancreatitis or something like that. You're going to be dealing with your GI doctor all the time. And honestly, I mean, your GI doctor becomes like your primary doctor. My GP is kind of like, it sits like probably like third or fourth in the line of doctors with the ones that I deal with. I see her, once or twice a year, maybe a little bit more, but my other doctors, like my GI doctor, I see him once a month, if not more. My endocrinologist, I see him, once every 2-3 months, or sometimes every month, depending on what they have going on. My liver specialist, I see every couple of months. My pancreatic doctor, when I was in the middle of getting my ERCPs done and all that stuff, I was seeing him every couple of weeks, and then having Zoom appointments with him as well. So, once again, it depends on what you have going on and all that kind of stuff, but you're going to be seeing your GI doctor a lot and your specialist, and you have to make it to those appointments and do what the doctors ask of you. While I'm speaking on that, I just want to show you guys here, and I got to make sure that I keep this stuff done, but I'll just show you guys some of the medications that I take. So, like, here's one. This is lactulose. So that's one of the medications. I have so much of this stuff laying around in my house. This stuff is nasty, but you take the lactulose for your ammonia levels to help bring those down. Another medication that I take here, I want to show you guys front, but this one right here is my Nadolol. It's my beta blocker that I have to take every single day. I'm just going to show you guys the medications I have to take, how many of them. Here's the next one I have to take. This one's my onidestrin. It's an 8 milligram tablet. I have to take this, usually a couple times a day. I also have right here, this is my Jardiance right there. I don't know if you can see that, but this is for my diabetes. And then I have this right here. This is my Eliquis 5 milligram tablets. I have to take this twice a day because of my blood clots. And then right here, this is Xifaxan. This is the medication that I've spoken about. It's like $2,000 a month. You know, it's $1,200 a month for your script. Now you can get a discount on it and all that kind of stuff, especially if you speak to these people directly. The company that makes this, I think it's Salix. But this stuff right here is not cheap, and it's just twice a day to keep the ammonia levels down. Also I have to take this every single day, but this is pantoprazole. I have to take 2 of these a day, and these are 40 milligram tablets. I think that's for like my gastritis and all that kind of stuff. I also have there's something like I have like I can't remember what the name of it is, but I think it's like just a scientific or a medical term for like acid reflux. And then I also have my fast-acting insulin, my Novolog, and then I have long-acting insulin here that I have to take every single day as well, and this is my Lantus. Now, ever since I started the insulin pump, I don't have to use the pen anymore. But I do, I have a bunch of these laying around, so I have to extract the insulin outside of these pens. The insulin is right inside of there, and you can see it's almost gone. When this is empty and when it's full, you can't see that white line. It's all full of insulin all the way in there. But I've been extracting the insulin out of the top of this with a needle and then putting it into my insulin pump. But, you know, I still have to use Novolog inside of my insulin pump, and once I get rid of these pens, I'll be using the vials. And then another thing, and this is not medication or anything, but I have to keep these on me at all time. These are glucose tablets because I do get hypoglycemia a lot. My blood sugar drops like really bad on me a lot, and it can get really scary. So I have to keep those glucose tabs, the glucose gel packs on me, so that when I do end up with low blood sugar, I have a way to bring it back up pretty quick. Because I do start getting really confused. I'll start shaking, I'll start sweating really bad. But one of the biggest things that scares me more than anything is the confusion that comes along with it, because I can't think properly. And, you know, one of the things about it is that scares me more than anything is if I'm out somewhere and I don't have someone with me, because it's confusing. And very frightening. But anyway, I just want to show you guys those medications that I take, and you have to take them every single day. You know, you can't miss your doses. And you know, especially if you're on like blood thinners and stuff like that, and you're lactulose and all that stuff. I'm not on any diuretics or Lasix right now, but when I do have ascites, I'm on those, and I've got bottles of them in the house. I just didn't bring those out today because I don't take those right this moment. I just want to show you guys what I take on a daily basis, and it's a good bit of medication that I have to take every single day. But once again, like I said, going to your doctor's appointments every single day is very important, and going to each one of your appointments, not missing. You know, one of the things is that if you call and have to reschedule a doctor's appointment, they're probably going to push you back another month or two. And if you're in the middle of dealing with stuff like this right now, you need to make sure that you're going to the doctor and going when you're supposed to be going, because they might potentially catch something, you know, something that they might be able to correct. You know, especially something like a blood clot or something like that, because those are very common, especially when you're dealing with this kind of stuff, you know, like liver disease and pancreatitis. You end up with blood clots a lot from that. And, you know, they're going to want to do MRIs and CAT scans with contrast, without contrast. They're going to be looking at, you know, your cardiovascular system. They're just going to be looking at everything. And they might see something that potentially could save your life. So you need to make sure that you're going and taking care of that. If you have an MRI, I know they're expensive, but just go get it done, because they're very important. And taking your medication as prescribed. Another thing, too, and I did a whole video about this, but I do believe that this has been something that has been very important for my liver health, is I drink a lot of coffee, a lot of black coffee, and I drink it throughout the day. There are a lot of studies out there. I'm not going to go too deep into it today because I've got a lot of other stuff to talk about, but do your own research, go online and just take a look at coffee and the liver. And there have been a lot of scientific studies that have been done about the benefits of coffee and the liver. They're not really 100% sure about the mechanism of action and what it's doing. They're not sure if it's the caffeine or it's one of the antioxidants that's in the coffee, but it's been proven that it helps improve your liver health. So I get it if you're sensitive to caffeine. And once again, they don't know what the mechanism of action is. Is it the caffeine, or is it one of the antioxidants, or is it all of the above? Is there like is there something that's happening all together with everything working together in harmony? Is that what's happening? There's no telling. Would decaf coffee work? I don't know the answer to that. I do know that when they've done the test, they've used caffeinated coffee. But one thing they did say as well is that it didn't matter what kind of coffee it is. It doesn't matter how the coffee is made. It could be instant coffee. It could be coffee beans. It could be already ground. Doesn't matter. As long as it's coffee and it's black, it's been proven to improve liver health. And like 4 cups a day is basically what it takes to get to the point where it's really having therapeutic effects. I get it if you can't drink that much coffee. Once again, I'm not giving any advice here. All I'm doing is telling you things I've done. But if you wanted to try it out, I think 4 cups is like the magic number. And I get it, if you're sensitive to caffeine, you just can't do it. So that's it on that list right there. Hold on one second. I'll get out my next thing here. I've got a whole bunch of stuff here listed. Another thing I do too is I go to bed by like 8, 9 o'clock every single night. And I've been doing that for quite some time now. Somebody asked me in the comments yesterday, how long did it take me until I got my sleep back after I quit drinking, like normal sleeping patterns? And I said it took me about 1.5 years. It really did. I was staying up all night long for a very long period of time. I just could not sleep. I also was really sick during that period of time. I had a lot of health problems. Very, very ill. I had a lot of pain. And that was keeping me up at night. Did that have something to do with it? It probably did. But it took me about 1.5 years to get normal sleep patterns again. But I go to bed by like 8 or 9 o'clock every single night. Now, I am an early riser. I'm up by like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning every single day. But at the same time, I really do believe that getting a significant amount of sleep is very important. That's when our body repairs itself, is while we are sleeping. So I think it's very important. Next thing is protein. I've talked about this many times, but protein is so important for your liver. It's how our liver rebuilds itself. And even if we're in the middle of cirrhosis, our liver can't completely rebuild itself, but it can try. And it's going to keep it from getting even worse, scarred, when we are getting the proper amount of protein in. I know what my proper amount of protein is that I need to get every single day. It's going to be different for each person. If this is something that you're considering doing, trying to get the proper amount of protein, talk with your doctor. Find out what your doctor thinks is the right amount of protein for you to consume. I do know that you can probably look online and they'll have like a form that you can fill out, male, female, your body size, all that kind of stuff, and they'll probably give you a good idea of how much protein you need to take in every single day. But I can tell you this much, one of the things, I spoke with a nutritionist a couple times, as a matter of fact, and one of the things that he told me is it's very important to do is to get protein right before bed. It's very important to get that protein right before you go to sleep. While you're sleeping at night and your body's trying to rebuild itself, you're going to need that protein for your liver. And also it has something to do with your liver not wanting to process something else. And I don't remember exactly how he explained it to me, but drinking the protein at night keeps your liver from like trying to make glucagon or something like that. And if you've got the protein in there, it's not going to try to do that. It's going to allow it to basically try to regenerate itself overnight. But it's just very important to get the proper amount of protein throughout the day, and then get the protein at nighttime right before bed. Very, very important. And I can tell you guys right now that I was very sick for a very long period of time, and I was not getting the proper amount of protein in. And when I started to consume the right amount of protein, that's when things really started to change for me. I can say that protein was probably one of the most important things that I did for myself. That's when I saw the greatest results, was after consuming the correct amount of protein every single day. And, I was having a really hard time eating too during that period of time, because the ascites, I felt bloated all the time. I felt full all the time. So it was making it really hard for me to be able to eat. And that's when I spoke with a nutritionist, and he said, look, protein shakes aren't the greatest for you in the world, but you need to be getting protein. And if this is going to be the only way that you can do it, this is how I want you to do it. So I started drinking the protein shakes, and it was a game changer for me. I've spoken about protein shakes over and over and over here on, again. Do whatever you want to do. Once again, I'm just telling you what I do. And this isn't advice. I'm basically just giving you my experience. But protein is very important. I take vitamins every single day. I should have grabbed the box and brought it out here for you guys, but I take a vitamin pack. It's a diabetes vitamin pack made by Nature Made. And there's like 8 different vitamins in there, but I take those every single day, just to supplement what I can't consume as far as food. Because not to mention, I also have had all of my molars extracted at this point because of my health. So I can't chew a lot, and I already had a lot of problems eating anyway because of my pancreas. Because when I do eat a large meal, or if I eat anything throughout the day, most times I'll end up with a stomach ache. So I've got to supplement for the vitamins and minerals that I'm not consuming through food. Labs, your doctor's going to be ordering labs for you all the time. Now, this is one of those things that I am not well versed in. People ask me what my lab numbers are all the time, like, what are your ALT or AST or whatever. I have no idea. It's one of those things I've just never paid attention to. I'm afraid of asking or like looking too much into my own stuff. I wait for the doctor to answer those questions for me. I'm just afraid that if I go in and I start looking things up and all that kind of stuff, that I'm just going to end up scaring myself, because I've done that in the past. So I don't look at my labs, I don't look at my scans, I don't look at any of that stuff. I wait for the doctor. But the thing is that it's important to get your labs done when the doctor orders them, because it's how they can look at things and see if there's something going on or not. Because they can check your white blood cell count, and they might be able to see if there's something wrong with your spleen, and they might need to go ahead and do a scan and take a look at your spleen and see if there's something going on, because splenic issues come along with liver disease and all this stuff. You wouldn't think it, but they do, and it's very, very common. And it's pretty simple for them to see if there's an issue going on just by doing lab work. So making sure when your doctor orders labs, go get them done right away. And that way your doctor can look at your labs, and if there's a problem, they're going to call you and tell you to come back. But getting your labs and all your scans is very, very important to have done. I just talked about getting all your scans and all your MRIs and all that kind of stuff. It's another thing. I know they're expensive, and I know they're not fun to do, but they're important. Another thing as well is getting a liver specialist and a pancreatic specialist. This might be something, you go to your GI doctor, and your GI doctor might be like, I think I can take care of all this stuff. Ask your GI doctor to refer you to a liver specialist and a pancreatic specialist, especially if you're having pancreatic problems. Is important. And I cannot suggest that enough, because those guys really do know what they're doing. I'm not saying that a GI doctor isn't good to have, because you need one. But if you're having liver problems and pancreas problems, get a specialist. A GI doctor is kind of like a broad spectrum doctor as far as like anything GI. But you want to make sure that you're getting a specialist, somebody who just deals with the liver. These are going to be the guys that are going to go in and take a look at your MRI or CAT scan, and they're going to really be able to delve deep and find the real issues that are underlying with you. My pancreatic specialist saved my life. If it hadn't been for my pancreatic specialist, I would not still be here. And my liver specialist. My liver specialist is the one that found the blood clots in my portal vein and in my spleen and all that stuff. I'd already been to a GI doctor multiple times. Actually, as a matter of fact, a couple of GI doctors. I had seen a bunch of doctors, my GP, my GI. I had seen tons of doctors leading up to finding out about the blood clots. It wasn't until I went and saw my liver specialist at MUSC that he went, you've got all these blood clots going on right now. These need to be addressed. And he's the one that found it. And if I didn't have that specialist, and the thing is funny about it too, is that the first time I went to go see my liver specialist, he found it, like right then. And I was sitting in his office when he found it. He was just looking at my scans and he just went, man, you got blood clots going on. And he pointed them out, showed them to me. You need a liver specialist if you're having liver problems. If you're having pancreatic problems, you need a pancreatic specialist. I'm just saying, it's what I did. You know, trying to exercise as much as possible. I think this is super important. And I get it. It's really tough to do anything, especially if you have ascites. It's so painful to just get up and walk around. Your back hurts all the time. Your stomach hurts all the time because you got all that pressure on your abdomen. You know, it's putting all that pressure on your lower back. It's horrible. And I get it. But you need to try to get up and do something. It's very, very important. You know, it's what I did. And, you know, when I got up and started moving around, I've talked about this so many times on here, but I was laying in the bed one day and I was watching Jennifer Schaefer on YouTube. And she was walking through a park. And she was talking about how she was on hospice and she got off of hospice and decided to get up and start moving around. And she was the inspiration for me to get up out of that bed. And she was also the inspiration that made me want to start this channel, because she inspired me so much. And you know, I really have her to thank for me being here right now. And one of these days, I've tried to reach out to her on YouTube before, but I need to try to reach out to her in person and just thank her for what she did for me, because she really did inspire me. And when I saw her walking through that park and she said that she had been on hospice and she got off, she decided that she wasn't going to go out like that laying in a bed. I said, if she can do that, so can I. And I got up and started moving around. And when I started getting up and moving around, that's when things started to change. And then I saw a nutritionalist. He told me to start consuming more protein, eating better, told me what to start eating. My life started to change. He also told me to start taking the vitamins. All the stuff that I'm talking about today were all talked to me about by doctors. This isn't stuff that I came up with on my own. These are just things that doctors talked to me about, I used, and they actually did work. But exercise is hugely important. Not only does it help you sleep better at night, it helps reduce stress. It helps to get the fluid off of your stomach. You know, you get up, you start moving around, you start walking. It's going to help get that water off. If you're just laying in the bed all day long, that water is going to stay there. Yeah, you got to get up and move. And that's what I did. I got up and started moving around. I got one of those little picker up sticks. It's got the little like squeezy thing, and then it's got the little tongs on the end. I just walked around the yard and picked up pine cones. And when I didn't feel good anymore, I'd just come inside and lay down. But as soon as I started feeling good again, I'd get right back up, go outside with a 5-gallon empty bucket and the tongs and pick sticks up and pine cones up. And I did that every day, because I couldn't go too far because I was so ill. So I had to do something that was close and, you know, in range of me getting back inside the house easily. And that's what I did. And I did it a lot. I mean, and I had to get out. And I think sunlight is highly important as well. We have to get out into the sun. We need our vitamin D, and not just that. When you're stuck laying inside the house all day long with those artificial lights, it's depressing. And your mental health is just as important as your physical health. And the two of those coincide with each other. If you're not right mentally, your body's not going to be right. You got to get the mind right as well. And when we do so, that's what really does help improve our health. Keeping a positive attitude. And I know sometimes it's not easy. It's really tough sometimes, especially if you just got diagnosed with cirrhosis and, you just spent a month in the hospital and you've got medical bills coming out of your ears. And you can't go back to work right now. You're too ill for that. This can be a very mentally challenging disease to have. Just having AUD is very mentally challenging. Especially if you're just trying to stop drinking right now, you might need to take some time off of work because it can really be tough. Those cravings can be really hard. The withdrawals can, make it almost impossible just to go to work. You might have to lay in the bed for a few days. So these are just a couple of things that I've got written down. I've got quite a few more, but I don't want to go any further than 30 minutes, and I'm at 31 minutes right now. So I'm going to do a part 2 to this video tomorrow and finish off the rest of it and go a little bit more into depth about some of the things that I've done for my liver health and for my health in general. I also want to talk about things I've done for my pancreatic health and all that kind of stuff. So this might actually be like a 3-part series. There will be a part 2 that will be happening tomorrow. I was going to do the live tomorrow, but I won't have time. I've got a bunch of stuff going on around here. My oldest son has soccer games and all kinds of stuff tomorrow afternoon that I go to, so there's just no way that I'm going to have time. And my youngest son has an eye doctor appointment at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon as well. So there's just too much going on tomorrow. And then Saturday, I'm completely full, so I'm going to do the live on Sunday again this week. So I look forward to you guys being there for the live. The last one we did was huge, and I'll go a little bit longer than I did. I did an hour and a half last time. I'll just go ahead and do like 2 hours this time on this next live because there were so many people in there and everybody was having such a good time. I just had to get off because I had a bunch of stuff to do, but I'll stick around a little bit longer. It'll be Sunday afternoon. I'll just plan on like 4 o'clock, 3 or 4 o'clock on Sunday, but I'll let you guys know for sure what time on Sunday, either tomorrow or Saturday. But once again, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate. There's going to be a part 2 to this video at least, because there's a whole lot more stuff that I didn't even get to touch on today. I did want to show you those medications and all that kind of stuff as well, so that took up a little bit of time. But anyway, there'll be a part 2 tomorrow. Once again, I'm going to get to everybody's comments. Give me just a little bit. I've got a phone call that I've got to hop in, our Zoom call. I got to hop on here in like 10 minutes. And after I get off of that, I will hop on and spend the rest of the evening trying to reply to your comments. So give me just a little bit, guys, and I will. I promise. I'm so sorry that I haven't gotten everybody yet. Like I said, I'm just swamped. But got a lot of people that are going to be coming on to the show that I've been speaking with recently. So there is that coming up as well. So got a lot of people that are going to be coming up on the show, and I've been having a lot of great conversations with these people. I've got some people booked up already. There's a couple people coming on next week, as a matter of fact. I don't know when those will air, but I will be talking with them next week and bringing them on. But once again, guys, thank you so much. I will see each and every single one of you tomorrow in tomorrow's video. I love each and every single one of you more than you'll ever know. I really do. You guys help me so much too. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.